Talking Dread, welcome.
Yeah, man.
Sierra Nevada 2017. We give thanks for you taking some time out of your day to have a few words with us. There's not a lot of folks here, but we're recording this so that we can put it on the internet and give folks that are in other parts of the world an understanding of what we got to experience this weekend.
Yes, I am.
So I'd like to ask you a few questions, just informational for folks that are not familiar. Where y'all from and how y'all got together?
Well, I'm from the Severn state of Accompong town in Jamaica. I'm a Maroon. I'm the Minister of Youth and Culture for the Accompong Maroons in Jamaica, which is an independent entity in Jamaica. And but based in Connecticut at the moment while we work. Founder of Talking Dreads, and tell you more about that later.
Yeah, I'm originally from Clarendon, Central Jamaica. Yeah, man.
Fire.
From Japan?
From Portland, Jamaica, living in New York.
From Jamaica, Maple and Clarendon, currently live in New York.
For folks that are, and you said you'd get to the formation of the group. How did the group come together, and how did you come to the name Talking Dreads, or how did the name come to you?
Well, Talking Dreads came about because I'm a singer in a band called the Tom Tom Club. With the Tom Tom Club is basically Talking Heads without David Byrne. So as Tom Tom Club, I am the lead singer.
Wow.
For many, 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 many years, most of my adult life. And I personally wanted, it was a dream of mine to see Talking Heads get back together. And I realized, tried everything and it was never gonna happen. So I figure, what's the best way to keep the poetry of Talking Heads alive, their music? And I just made the decision one day, I'm gonna rewrite all the instrumental, and I'm gonna re-record all Talking Heads songs in reggae, Caribbean style. So that was the birth of Talking Dreads. And then while I was on tour as Tom Tom Club, I reached out to mentioned the idea to the original members. Chris France, Tina Weymouth, about my idea of starting Talking Dreads. And they said 100% we're behind you with this, you should definitely do it. So then I bought the license to the songs and Talking Dreads was born, and so far we've been doing over 100 shows since last summer. And I think we have maybe another 50 to go before this year ends. So It's getting there.
I actually knew the connection. I forgot the connection when I asked the question, and I give thanks for explaining it. Yeah. Wow, I forgot about that. That's amazing. So you have fam. I hate the word fan. I think we all fam.
Family.
We fam.
Musical family.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I.
But you have fam from the Tom Tom Club days, and then you have new fam that hear you at festivals like this. I'm curious about the crossover and how the Tom Tom Club folks react when they hear you do this new flip.
You know, you never know what to expect when you start a new project like this, especially when you take classic songs.
Yeah.
When you mess with classic songs, you know, the hardcore fans of that, for example, Talking Heads and Tom Tom Club, they're very particular to that music. So it's a chance, but I know it's a chance that's gonna work. Because for me, who sing with them, I actually legitimize the whole idea. Yeah. And so far, I have to tell you that we have close to 99.9%, 100% go from all the fans. They're loving it. Nice. And that's why we're doing so well already without the album even released. We're doing so well full-time touring because the Talking Heads and Tom Tom Club fans is getting something that they never gonna get otherwise. Yeah. And you know, who doesn't like Caribbean music? So Talking Heads, music, songs, Caribbean style. If you don't like that, you're a dead person.
So the album has not dropped yet. What is it going to be called? When is it coming out?
It's a self-titled album. It's called Talking Dreads. And We don't have a release date yet. We have quite a few interests for labels and distributions. And we are also in the process of deciding on who to choose as a manager. We have some potential we're interviewing right now. But we decide the strategy we're using is decide on a manager first, then we choose a label together and a distributor.
And so it's not recorded?
It is recorded. I recorded the entire thing in Jamaica. And I gotta tell you, it features, I reach out to a lot of great musicians, artists that mold my career as a childhood performer. You know, I've been touring since I'm 13 years old. All I know is music. So I figure if I'm gonna do this project with all these classic songs, why not bridge the generation gap by reaching out to some of these artists that I know since my childhood. The B-52s, like Cindy Wilson from the B-52s sang on this album with me. Freddie McGregor is on this album. Taurus Riley is on this album. Dean Fraser, Nambo Robinson, Hopeton Williams, Lincoln Thomas, Ernest Ranglin is on the album. Trevor McKenzie, which is the bass player for Barry Salmons, Rupert McKenzie's brother. So we're talking about a hardcore, solid group of classic, seasoned, real reggae musicians that we choose to put together this album. And then we took over Barry O'Hare studio, and that's where we recorded the whole thing.
Nambo and Dean together, you can never go wrong.
Can never go wrong.
Ever. Ever.
Yeah, long live Nambo Robinson. You know?
Yeah. So you got the foundation of the group of your history, reconnecting with, or not building with the foundation of the Jamaican artists. What was the process like for taking those songs and bringing a different voice or life into them? Like how was that recording process for you in terms of making the choices? When you have a song, you want to change it. It's sensitive. Like how did you approach redoing the songs?
Basically, before I even mentioned the idea to the original members of Talking Heads, I already rewrote the songs in my head. I already did all the arrangements within my head. So when I walk into the studio, I basically start singing the bass lines to musicians. I sing the guitar part that I want, the basic parts. Then I just tell folks, listen, now that you hear what I want, I need you to not learn what I played for you. Now I want you to create. I don't want musicians, I want creators in making this album. I need people to put their soul in it. And so basically that was the process. It was very easy, and Talking Heads music is very rhythmic. Reggae is very rhythmic. You know, and folks don't realize a lot of the influence for Talking Heads and Tom Tom Club came from the Caribbean anyway. They used to spend a lot of time in the Caribbean, so it was easy.
But with those songs, there's certain parts that are critical for folks, like they hear a certain guitar line, like a certain part that even if you flip it from a Tom Tom Club or Talking Heads thing and you add a different skank or whatever, there's certain parts that like folks are going to be listening for because it's an interpretation with a new breath. So it's a joy to hear that it wasn't just, all right, this is what it is. Remember, this is the original song, now this is what I want you to do. But to hear that the life was building with creation and improvisation, and makes me happy.
You're right. And the thing is, I maintain, out of respect for Talking Heads and that great music, I maintain the integrity of some of the basic arrangements. You know, like the hook lines and some of the melodies like you're talking about. I maintain those things because I want to make sure, you know, while in the studio, for example, I would email MP3s to Chris and Tina, like, what do you think? And they're like, you know what, why don't you change that? Why don't you adjust this a little bit, you know? So I wanted to maintain that respect that I have for Talking Heads as a people, as a group of composers, a group of creators, and also maintain the integrity of their creation. So I did that in this process.
Does anybody have any questions?
So I know you talked about it a little bit, but being like strictly basically covers and everything like that, obviously you've got a lot of fan base already and everything, but has that seemed to like hinder you getting out there at all, or does it help it a lot? I mean, obviously the songs are already in people's heads, but actually being a band that, you know, they'll buy your shirts and your merchandise and things like that, do you find that it's more difficult with that than original music, or?
No, it's not. Actually, it's not more difficult. I find it to be actually cool. These people are very open-minded, and especially the fact that we seem to, you know, let me backtrack. I didn't want to put Talking Dreads out there as a band. I want to put Talking Dreads out there as a group. So I did a hardcore interview process, a hardcore audition process, put together this amazing group of musicians, people who want to be one solid thing. So with that, what we end up with is an amazing show, as you'll see tonight. It's a solid show, and even folks that had doubts, I guarantee you, after watching a Talking Dreads performance, that doubt will be erased.
Yeah.
Because we represent Talking Heads in a great manner, and at the same time, we create Talking Dreads in this very unique way.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I'm Sister Bebe from Triple I in Melbourne, Australia.
Nice.
Thank you.
Irene.
I'm very much looking forward to hearing what you're doing.
Thank you.
When you mention these legends and these younger artists that are coming together on the album with you, what I'd really like to know is, obviously they had full respect for you and your band and the project that you were doing, which is why they were involved. How much knowledge or how much love is there for Talking Heads' work in Jamaica?
Well, there's a lot of respect for Talking Heads music in Jamaica, because a lot of folks don't realize Chris Blackwell was behind the scene with Talking Heads. Chris Blackwell basically run Tom Tom Club. So behind the scene, even when Gary Kerfers was the official manager of the Tom Tom Club, Chris Blackwell was always the person behind the scene, the go-to guy. Everybody consult with him. And it's the respect that I show by call all these people from the different generations, musical generations, to, put together this collection, this amazing project. I think we earn the respect of everybody else. Because I didn't just call a bunch of friends and say, well, let's do this. I reach out to legends. I reach out to people who have respect for that music. And a lot of them were Jamaicans. For example, that movie Cool Runnings. A lot of people don't realize, whoa, it's a wild, wild life. It's a Talking Head song. So Talking Head music was always popular in Jamaica, but a lot of Jamaicans don't even know who the group was. All they know that this song was really good.
So Genius of Love, that was you on there?
Genius of Love, the original version that was recorded in '81, no. But then it got re-recorded, and then I was on that recording.
Because we're talking about 80s music, we're talking about reggae music, but as a hip-hop head, that record, the break on there, you know what I mean? Like oh my God. Like I'm so curious to see how y'all flip that tonight, man. Are you playing that tonight?
Actually, we weren't planning to, but now that you brought that up, here's the thing.
No.
We actually, on the tour, we played it in the last few shows. Uh-huh. The problem is because we have limited time.
None of us were there at those shows.
Because we have limited time on stage. Yeah. We got 1 hour, so we basically got to fit,
Okay, then for us here, for people that are going to check the recording, for people in the future, for everyone that needs to know, where do we track y'all? Where do we get more information so that when the album is dropped, we know where to look?
TalkingDreads.com.
TalkingDreads.com.
Facebook.com/TalkingDreads. Instagram, Talking Dreads.
All right.
Basically, we're my tour manager / publicity manager is right behind you, Kara Morozak. She can give you information after, but you know, basically we're all over the internet.
All right.
And the alternate, wherever you are.
All right.
Wherever you search, we're gonna be there. And you know, please, you know, everybody here is gonna have be a part of the promotion. Aya is from Japan. She's gonna be promoting, you know, sending this stuff out to her friends and her fans in Japan. Jaroops, Rupert McKenzie, on the bass, is gonna be sending this stuff out.
Well, y'all send it to me. I'll help push it too.
Yeah, you're talking about Wayne Fletcher, one of the most amazing drummer out there. He's gonna be, you know, and we all have our Facebook page. So if any one of these guys you talk to, then you talk about the legendary guitar player right here, the quiet, amazing guitar player, Jerome Donegan. You know, everybody, so you can meet and greet, and everybody's gonna give you their website. I mean, their Facebook page or whatever to make the link. But the information on Talking Dreads, where we are, where we're gonna be next, and when the album is gonna drop, will be all over social media.
Okay. Any other questions? No? We give thanks for you taking the time to talk to us and for coming and performing and sharing your music with us.
I'm getting, I don't know what that means, but it's like, don't move. It's saying I can't leave you.
Stay put. We need a photograph. We need a photo, I guess. Okay. While you get that set, some noise for Talking Dreads, brothers and sisters. We look forward to seeing y'all tonight, man. Give thanks.
Yes, I am. Blessed love. Thanks for having us. Let's stand up so you can show the logo, man.